Okay, call the meeting to order. We'll start with roll call.
Commissioner Allen.
Present.
Commissioner Norwood.
Here.
Commissioner Zell.
Here.
Commissioner Waddell.
Here.
Commissioner Hollings.
Here.
Commissioner Funk.
Here.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Here. Okay. Item 2, invocation and flag salute. Invocation tonight will be by Pastor Devin Krause from First Methodist Church, followed by a flag salute with Commissioner Derwin Norwood. Go ahead, sir.
Please join me in prayer. Lord, we come to you and give thanks for the opportunity to gather together and discuss matters that are important to this great community. We lift up those tonight suffering from recent storms and sickness. Help us be your hands and feet for those who are suffering. You have given us life and resources that we do not take for granted. It's a blessing that we get to gather and to hear from each other, and I pray that you would give us ears to hear, to listen twice as much as we speak, that you would give us wisdom tonight to be your vessels, your symbols of hope, love, and grace. May we be gracious with each other as you have with us. So lead us, God, in our speech and our action today, this week, and weeks to come. Remind us of your presence, and because of you, we can do more, we can be better, and we can live more courageous than we first thought possible. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Thank you, Pastor Krause, and thank you, Commissioner Norwood. Item number 3, minutes 3.1. Consider approval of minutes of the special commission meeting of February 18th, 2021.
Approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Any corrections or other comment? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen.
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood.
Aye.
Commissioner Zell.
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Hollings.
Aye.
Commissioner Funk.
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Item number 4, awards, presentations, proclamations, and organizational business. Item 4.1, present pet available for adoption at the city's animal welfare department.
Hello, I'm Alan with Enid Animal Welfare, and this is Star. She's about a 1.5-year-old husky female. She's in pen 26, and she needs a home. She's good with the kids, she's good with the people, and she sheds. She sheds a lot. So yeah, come out and see her. We're at 1200 South 10th. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And appreciate the truth in advertising. Item 4.2, recognize the police officer of the year.
Mayor and Commissioners, I have the honor to introducing you to our Police Officer of the Year. Before I do that, I'd like to tell you how we recognize and select this officer. So over the year, we have 4 quarters where an officer is selected Officer of the Quarter. At the end of the year, the administrative staff gets together. We review the write-ups on the officer. We look at their character, their community involvement, and their overall work performance. And then the administrative staff votes on that Officer of the Year. This year, I get to present to you Officer Christian Owusu.
Commissioners, thank you all for this great recognition. And I really do appreciate this award. And anytime I go anywhere and there are juveniles or kids involved, I like to share something small with them. If you guys don't mind, I would like to do that. And a great mentor of mine by the name of Les Brown and also Jimmy Hartsfield shared something with me that I would like to share with you all. It says, if you want something bad enough, go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and sleep for it. If all that you dream and scheme is about it and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it, fret for it, and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, if you simply go after the thing that you want with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, sickness, nor pain, nor body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you beseech and beset it, and with the help of God, you will get it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Christian Owusu, and I appreciate you all. Thank you.
I'd also like to present you a coin from the mayor for your recognition. Very much appreciate the example you set for everybody in town, and we appreciate everything you do. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You got it. Item 4.3, present Tyson check to RSVP.
Mayor, Commissioners, we would like to tell you about an outstanding community partnership that's happening in Enid. Philip and with Tyson, come on down. Christy, Ken, and anyone else that you have with you. What an amazing partnership that we have here. You may not know, but Tyson normally has very large semi trucks full of food that they distribute to our community. I'm gonna take this off for a second. Sometimes they even have up to 35,000 pounds at a time that they deliver. And Christy here at RSVP has the task of trying to distribute that food so it can be used up and not gone to waste. It's a humongous task that she has. And they approached the city of Enid and said, you know, we've got this plan and we might need some help to get it accomplished. And so we listened to their plan, and the city is putting up a 30 by 30 building in between the senior center and the DAV. And Tyson here has a check to present so that we can put a walk-in freezer into that building and hold all of that material on an ongoing basis so that we can take a little bit more time and be more strategic about how that food is distributed. I didn't realize this, but what Tyson does, and through the work of RSVP, 12 counties in Oklahoma benefit from that. And so I just want to give them an opportunity to talk about what they've got and present this check. And I think it's appropriate that we give props to Tyson for all of that they do, not only with the food, but now with paying for this walk-in freezer and for the hard work that that Christy Baker puts in. I also wanted to recognize Ken Bradley, our code official, and he has done a lot of behind the scenes work. He has actually designed and gone out for bid and looked at the walk-in freezer. He actually got quotes together for the 30 by 30 building. And whenever that building goes up and is put up, he will be taking care of all of the internal things that we need to do code-wise to make sure that building goes up. And so thank you, Ken, for your work on the city of Enid. And Philip, I want to turn it over to you guys and present the check.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, my name is Dr. Philip Kennedy. I serve as the chaplain out here at Tyson Foods here in Enid. Over the past year, it has been our pleasure to at Tyson Foods to partner with RSVP in Enid to supply food for different agencies and food banks in this area. Since March of 2020, Tyson has donated approximately 61,288 pounds of food to RSVP to be distributed to the different agencies here in this area. To put that amount of food into perspective, one semi-load will hold 40,000 pounds of food products. So Tyson has donated approximately 2 trailer loads of products, depending on how that product was boxed, okay? We're interested in establishing a Tyson Community Pantry Program in Enid, which will provide food to the Enid area. We are here tonight to propose an establishment of partnership with the City of Enid, with the senior citizen of Enid, and the RSVP to establish a community pantry program, okay? When I say a partnership, I mean that Tyson will be the major donor of food products for RSVP, who will then distribute the food to different agencies in the area. In order for RSVP to accomplish their part of the task, they are in need of a freezer that will hold up to 40,000 pounds, that is 1 trailer load of food products. So we're here tonight to present a check to RSVP in the form of a Tyson grant for the purpose of installing this freezer unit that will hold up to 40,000 pounds of food products. Now, the installation of the freezer unit will make it possible for Tyson Community Pantry Program to function as the mainstay or the main source of food resources for RSVP from now and into the future in this Enid community. So I want to ask Christy Baker now, she will come and explain how her part is going to work.
Thank you so much. This came before us in April of last year when the pandemic really hit our community initially, and we didn't really know what to do. In serving seniors as our priority through RSVP, quickly we recognized there's a need. But what really happened was that most of us got really a glimpse into a senior's life when we had to be quarantined and not able to get out and do the things that we once knew that we could do. And that really is a glimpse into a senior's life. And the need that skyrocketed in just the first 3 months in our seniors being absolutely terrified as the most vulnerable population, grocery shopping and those basic necessities to be able to get to their homes really fell on the RSVP program and the volunteers that help coordinate all of the things that help make that whole care program work. And initially, we talked with Tyson about how we could partner, and then with the City of Enid, and this became our result. And in April of 2020 to today, I can say what has happened has been prolific in that things that we never even thought would be an issue are now actually being solvable at this point. And it is from this freezer distribution that we're going to be able to not only just create that whole care program, but to provide sustenance and continuance of a program and the inner workings of all the nonprofits in this community. And Gerald and I have talked about the essence of Enid, and this truly is another example of that, the essence of Enid. And while there's a pandemic going on and people are suffering, there are so many nonprofits in this community that just behind the scenes and behind the curtains come together, and we are trying to figure out solutions to make sure that our community is not hungry. And because none of the nonprofits in this community, none of us fight about issues or things. We collaborate and we work together. And this is another issue. This is just another prime example of that. And so we will facilitate this freezer space, but it is available to anyone without regard to anything. I mean, whether we just want to make sure hungry bellies are being fed. And Tyson has secured that. And the City of Enid has allowed us to be able to be the liaison to make sure that happens. And so we are just grateful and we're thankful for all the partnerships. Thank you.
We have a check here that we want to present to RSVP in the amount of $56,821. Okay.
pretty easy to smile with that size.
I know that that is a big check and it looks a little different. So I want you to know that I have a real one right here. She can also have it, okay?
He also told me in order to cash this, I had to have a like size driver's license also. So I'm glad to see this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we appreciate, one of the important things for me because of my background, I guess, is teamwork. And when I look at examples like we see tonight, where Tyson found that there was a need in our community, a very legitimate need that was caused by the pandemic, they stepped up and they said, you know what, we can help. We got a way we can help the citizens of Enid, Oklahoma. They live here, they work here, they have employees here, and they're part of our community in every way. I think we also need to recognize Christy for the great work she's done. I don't know if everybody knows about how our RSVP works, but probably 90% of your volunteers are elderly and they were most affected by the pandemic when it first started. So your hands were really full on the first day. So I appreciate the teamwork that happened between both of you to take care of our citizens. Thank you. Okay, item 4.4, consider appointments to the Community Development Block Grant Funding Commission.
I move to appoint Lisa Powell and Tammy Wilson.
A second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen?
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood?
Aye.
Commissioner Zell?
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell?
Aye.
Commissioner Stallings? Commissioner Funk?
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen?
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, item number 5, administration. We're going to talk about Oklahoma Strategic Military Planning Commission. Did Daryl, Judy, did you want to say something before we consider this? I see you're here and all dressed up, so I know you want to talk, right?
That's correct. If I get dressed up, I got to speak. Anyway, Daryl Judy here. I'm your local commissioner of the Oklahoma Strategic Military Planning Commission. And I'm here tonight to talk a little bit about this year's grant proposal and seek your approval to proceed with this application as you go forward. So Mayor, Commissioners, I appreciate your time as I speak today. You're probably very aware of previous projects that the USMPC has supported here in the local community in support of the base, whether it's the joint use hangar and the various projects at Woodring. And this year, we're going to continue to build on the legacy. This most recent year was finish up the military planning room there at Woodring in the terminal, and to provide also a little bit of additional funds for a statewide airspace mapping project that's currently ongoing. So for this year, it looks like it's pretty much all focused at Woodring, and I'd like to go over a little bit of that project scope and then give you a little bit of background on that, answer any questions you have, and I'll get off the stage. I did receive some sage advice about be brief, be brilliant, and be seated, so I'm going to do 2 of those tonight. That's my time frame. I also have Keston Cook here, airport director, is backup in case it gets rough, and so I'm going to have to bring Keston up for any technical details as we go forward. So for this year, we're looking at some maintenance there at Woodring Airfield. It's called a crack and joint seal project for the main ramp, south ramp, joint use ramp, and a little bit of the runway at 1735. As concrete goes, sometimes it breaks up, and that's what we got going on right now at Woodring. And so the plan is to have a project. It's going to be about 6 weeks in scope to repair those items. That provides a longevity, not only the airfield itself, but it also helps protect aircraft. And since we fly a lot of jet type of aircraft, both civilian and military, increased use of that ramp is going to stress that concrete, but also it presents a risk to the aircraft itself, whether it's fall damage from tires or ingestion into the intake. So it's really important to maintain those surfaces so we don't have that problem going forward. You'll see on the slide here that right now it looks like the project cost is approximately $270,280. Keston worked up that estimate with the local contractor. OSMPC grant money for this year would be about $130,000. OSMPC requires that a 10%, minimum 10% match from the community to provide those funds. And of course, this match would far exceed that 10% requirement. if it's proposed and approved, go forward, start in April, May, have that thing done for the summer to support the Vance Air Force Base and other partners at the airfield. Slide, please. Just to give you a quick overview, 10,000 foot overview of what we're looking at. The red areas are the areas that are targeted for needing some repairs. And you can see the extension to 1735 also needs a little bit of help out there. So this is where the project's going to be focused on the airfield. I'm sure they will stage that to not interrupt operations at the airport, and they'll be able to do that. Slide, please. So this doesn't show really well on the big slide, but what you'll see is some ongoing cracks and then some of the joints that needed basically attention. If left undone, this obviously is going to continue to deteriorate, and then you could actually get pieces coming out of those particular surfaces if we didn't address this over time with water and freezing cycles, things of that nature. The runway you can see there has a pretty significant crack in it, and that also needs to be taken care of. So that is really the scope of the project. And like say, if approved, we can sign the application to OSMPC, and I can take that to the next commissioners meeting later on this month. And then once it's actually in the minutes, it will be finally approved. So pending your questions, that's what I have to present to you tonight.
I move to approve the resolution.
Second. Okay, motion and a second to approve resolution. Any other discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen.
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood.
Aye.
Commissioner Ezell.
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stallings.
Aye.
Mr. Funk.
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thanks, Mr. Judy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, commissioners.
Yep. Item number 6, consent agenda items.
Move to approve.
Second. Motion to approve and second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen.
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood.
Aye.
Commissioner Ezell.
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stallings.
Aye.
Commissioner Funk.
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Carol, could you check and see if there's any sign-up sheets? I didn't notice. I don't have any here, so I didn't know if we had any. All right, good. I just want to make sure that if anybody had signed up for anything on the agenda, they had a chance to do so. Okay, item number 7. We're going to recess to convene as the Enid Municipal Authority. Item number 8, all trustees of the Enid Municipal Authority rescheduled regular meeting are in attendance. Item number 9, the Enid Municipal Authority rescheduled regular meeting is now in session. Item 9.1, approval of claims in the amount of $220,855.60.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen.
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood.
Aye.
Commissioner Ezell.
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stallings.
Aye.
Commissioner Funk.
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Item number 10, adjourn to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority. Item number 11, all trustees of the Enid Economic Development Authority rescheduled regular meeting are in attendance. Item number 12, the Enid Economic Development Authority rescheduled regular meeting is now in session. Item 12.1, approval of claims in the amount of $173,370. Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen.
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood.
Aye.
Commissioner Ezell.
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stallings.
Aye.
Commissioner Funk.
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Item number 13, recess to convene as the Enid Public Transportation Authority. Item 14, all trustees of the Enid Public Transportation Authority rescheduled regular meeting are in attendance. Item number 15, the Enid Public Transportation Authority rescheduled regular meeting is now in session. Item number 15.1, Approval of claims in the amount of $333.88.
To approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen.
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood.
Aye.
Commissioner Ezell.
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stallings.
Aye.
Commissioner Funk.
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Item number 16, adjourn to reconvene as the Enid City Commission. Item number 17, public comment, and we had nobody signed up to speak tonight.
Mayor, may I make a comment, please?
Yes.
Last meeting was a little contentious and we got kind of finished early. Everybody wanted to escape. And we never got to say how appreciative we are of the City of Enid employees and the way they reacted to this past storm that we had. They kept the roads passable in Enid and safe as they could. They were working, what, Gerald, 12-hour shifts? And they just did a fabulous job of maintaining this wicked bad storm. Of course, water lines break all over the place, and those guys and ladies are out working at all hours of the day and night to make sure that we have water. And I just want to say for myself and maybe speak for the commission that we just really appreciate how hard all of the City of Enid employees work, but particularly the ones that really put in the time during this past storm. Thank you.
Yeah, totally concur. Thanks, Jerry. Item number 18, we're going to recess to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority. I guess I need a motion.
We need a motion to just reconvene. We need a motion for the executive session item.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. We're going to recess to convene as the Enid Economic Development Authority.
And item number 19.
Item 19, executive session. Consider convening into executive session to confer on an economic development proposal concerning the downtown hotel located on Main Street.
To approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, call for the vote.
Commissioner Allen.
Aye.
Commissioner Norwood.
Aye.
Commissioner Ezell.
Aye.
Commissioner Waddell.
Aye.
Commissioner Stallings. Commissioner Funk.
Aye.
Mayor Pinkinen.
Aye.
Motion carries 7-0.
Okay, we'll meet in executive session and then reconvene down here if any actions are required.